This tutorial is going to be about turning a vehicle model into a drivable vehicle for Deadly Dozen 2. I have two Jeeps here, and the reason is all vehicles in Deadly Dozen 2 are actually two different models. The first model is all one piece, as you can see by the bounding box. This is the model that you place in the editor, and it's the model that you see in the game as you're walking up to it or after you get out of the vehicle. But when you're actually driving the vehicle, you have this model where the body and each of the wheels is a separate object, and it's done this way so the wheels can be animated while you're driving. So I'm going to assume for this tutorial that you've already got your model and already exported the static version. So we'll just get rid of that one and concentrate on this one. Now the body is pretty much done, and we're not going to be doing anything with it. So let's concentrate on the wheels, which is the tricky part. So we'll start with what we have to do here. Now, for the drivable vehicle, I'm not really sure why, but we need to create a bunch of planes that will go over each wheel, and I'm assuming the game engine uses these to control each individual wheel. You'll see up here each wheel object has to be named wheel something. So I've got wheel 0, 1 through 4 and the body object. So let's go ahead and start doing our stuff here. Let me zoom in. Now we'll go to create a plane, square for the creation method. We'll come down here and draw a plane. We'll make it just so it covers up the wheel. And length and width segments are default to 4, so I'll just right click on the spinners and take those down to 1. And let's zoom out here. And then we'll move the plane out until it's just on the very outside edge of the tire. I actually like to see the tire sticking through it. Now we'll open up the material editor, M, and we need to apply an invisible texture to it. You'll see in your DD2 game data / vehicles folder, there's one there for us to use, invis.tga. So we drag that into the diffuse map slot of a material, and then we're going to go ahead and place that onto our plane. Now, got to put one of these on each wheel. So I've got this one all set up, so I'm just going to hold down Shift and then drag this one back to the back tire. And copy is fine. Let's zoom in on it to make sure its placement is pretty good. That looks good. So now I'm going to select both planes, Control click to add things to your selection. Now right click. Now I'm going to rotate. Note that I have angle snap toggled on. This will limit the rotation to 5-degree increments so I can get 180 degrees exactly here. So I'm going to hold down Shift and then click and rotate until I get to 180. Copy. Now I have 4 planes. I'm going to go back to Move, get rid of the grid, and drag these two new planes, which are still selected, over to the other side of the vehicle and put it in front of their tires on that side. Okay, so now I have the body, 4 tires, and 4 planes. What I'm now going to do is attach each of these planes to the tire that it's next to. So I pick the wheel tire object, and these have to be editable meshes at this point. So we'll go to the modify panel, and they already are. If they're not already editable meshes, just right click on it, go down to convert to, and turn it into an editable mesh. So I have wheel 01 selected. Now I'm going to click attach and then click on the plane. That's fine. Okay, then click attach again to turn it off. Now I'm going to go around to each wheel and do that. So I can select it. Select wheel 02, attach the plane, click attach, go back here, attach the plane, and the last one. Alright, so now I should have 5 objects again, which is key for the game. You have the body and your 4 wheels. I'm going to select them all. Now I'm going to go to the Utilities panel, Reset X Form, and Reset Selected. Let's select everything again. We'll go to the Hierarchy panel, and we want to see the pivots and make sure they're in a good place. Each of the tire pivot objects should be pretty much dead center to the wheel object itself. And the body object I'm not real sure about. I've had to export a few times to get the body at the right height before. So we'll just pretend that it's all alright though for this thing. Select everything. So we've got all 4 wheels and the body selected. Now we're going to export these all at once. So go to Export Selected, go to Z3D Object. I'll just drop this onto the desktop. Now we'll name it Jeep Drive, so we know the difference between the drivable model and the static model. And we just save Z3D 1.1 for Deadly Dozen 2. Hit OK. Now we have our Z3D object right there. And that'll do it for this part. Next part, I'll talk about the config file for the vehicle and the part you need to, what you'll need to do in nWorld. Okay.